There may be some people who say she cannot govern, she must resign. What do you say to them?
No.
Nashville's mayor insists she will not resign, even as she admits to a 2-year affair with a police officer paid by taxpayers to protect her. Good evening, everyone. In an exclusive interview, though, Megan Barry insists that she has not abused her position.
And she says she hopes Nashville will forgive her. She sat down with NewsChannel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams.
Well, the mayor made the stunning admission this afternoon, just days after we began asking questions about how she and her police bodyguard used your money.
And I'm very embarrassed and I'm deeply ashamed and I'm very sorry. But when I've had an extramarital affair since I've been in the mayor's office. And I have hurt a lot of people.
With those words, Mayor Megan Barry admitted what she had long kept secret, an ongoing affair with this man, Police Sergeant Rob Forrest, an officer paid by Nashville taxpayers to protect their city's highest elected official.
I know God forgives, but the people of Nashville don't have to. And I also want to ask for their forgiveness.
Barry says the affair began not long after her election in September 2015. That night, the police veteran was assigned to her protective detail. And Forrest has been a constant presence with the mayor during most of her public appearances, even as she admits the affair was ongoing. When it comes to the city of Nashville, you were Sergeant Forrest's boss. Why did you not say at some point, if I'm going to have this relationship, he needs to be removed from my detail?
Yeah, that was a mistake, and I should have.
So that was a failure as the mayor?
That was a failure from a personal perspective to say, this is something that's happening and I should remedy this. I mean, what I should have done is not remedy him being a part of my security detail, whether or not I should have owned up and not had the affair.
During 2017, travel records show Forrest traveled with the mayor to San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Denver, Washington several times, as well as New York. In September, he flew with her to Athens, Greece, the next month to Paris, all at taxpayer expense. Were all of those legitimate business trips?
Absolutely, every single one of them. And if it hadn't been Sergeant Forrest who would have been traveling with me as detail, there would have been other detail and traveling with me. The detail security policy is set by the police department, and they say I have to travel with security.
In fact, Forrest provided protection for former mayors Bill Purcell and Carl Dean. He averaged $34,000 a year in overtime for the last 3 years of Dean's term. But after Barry took office, Forrest's overtime pay increased to just below $60,000 in fiscal year 2015-16. The next year, that increased to more than $75,000, bringing his total pay to $157,000 for fiscal year 2016-17. Some people will look at that and say that taxpayers are paying for this relationship. What would you say to them?
I think what this reflects is, again, the policy that the police have about making sure that when I'm working that I have detail. And I don't think it's a secret that I do work a lot and I do have a pretty aggressive schedule.
Was he getting paid by taxpayer at any point when you all were having your personal time?
No.
How can taxpayers know that all of that overtime was completely legitimate?
I think that the records will show, if you look at my schedule versus his overtime, you will see that my schedule reflects that I was out there working.
The police sergeant was also there the day that Barry and her husband Bruce joined Nashville in mourning the death of her son Max. But Max's death, she says, helps her keep this moment in perspective. You know the political world.
Yeah.
There may be some people who say she cannot govern, she must resign. What do you say to them?
No. This is a bad day. I'm going to have a lot more bad days coming up. I've already had my worst day. And I know the difference between a mistake and a tragedy. And this is a mistake. And I think that we've been able to show in this administration over the last 2 years that we've done a lot of really good things, and that's going to continue to be my focus.
As for her future with her husband, Barry says that's for them to figure out.
Bruce and I have a lot to work through, and we're working through it. I'm really blessed that I have a husband who is supportive of me, who has been there for me. We've been through a lot together, and this is something that personally we're going to work through.
Now, Sergeant Forrest is a 31-year veteran who suddenly retired effective yesterday. He's also married, and an attorney for his wife has now sent a letter to the police department demanding that his police-issued mobile phone be preserved as possible evidence.